Haunted house, the round schoolhouse. In the northern reaches of Japan is the nation's second largest island, Hokkaido. In the rural town of Bibai is a creepy ruin of a former schoolhouse that has gained a reputation as one of the most haunted places in Japan. Built in 1906, the building has a circular design which earned it its nickname, the Round Schoolhouse. From the 1940s up until the 1970s it was used as a school, after which it was closed for unknown reasons. The building seems to have been left as it was on the day it was abandoned, with tables and desks collecting dust. The grounds of the property have become a thick tangle of overgrown brush, the playground is buried in forest growth and any roads have long been grown over. The only way to reach the school now is on foot. Locals claim that the surrounding woods are haunted by bobbing, mysterious lights and half-glimpsed shadowy figures, and the night is often pierced by screams as well as other less discernible noises. Additionally, there are rumors of several children who went out to play in the woods but never returned. It didn't take long for these rumors to be linked to the abandoned building. During the late 70s and the 80s, the Round Schoolhouse became a popular place to go to try and see ghosts. Trespassers to the site would return with terrifying tales of all sorts of supernatural events in and around the property. Paranormal investigators who have been there consistently put this location in top 10 lists of Japan's most haunted places. There have been Japanese spirit mediums who have been so overwhelmed with negative spiritual energy here that they refuse to go back. More sinister rumors tell of people going off to explore the ruins only to disappear without a trace, and stories abound of abandoned cars found on the nearby road, their occupants said to have gone off towards the schoolhouse to never return. Perhaps worse yet are those said to have come back completely insane, driven over the brink of madness by whatever it was they had seen. In 1998, 3 curiosity seekers went off to investigate the ruin, and seemed to have got more than they bargained for. They parked their car and began their trek through the forest and its tangle of trees towards the main building. Once there they were almost immediately overcome by a clinging, unsettling cold, and they sensed that they were being watched from the shadows by something that seemed to creep along following them. This was followed by a series of escalating paranormal experiences, items being knocked over, doors slamming shut, and the startled shout of one of the group when he was shoved by some invisible entity. The longer they stayed, the more the intensity of these events increased, until they got to the point where they had seen enough and made their way back outside. As they did, a black form congealed out of the shadows and followed them. A stranger account seems to suggest that there is some sort of vortex or interdimensional doorway within the Round Schoolhouse. This apparently happened as recently as 2000, and again involves a couple of amateur paranormal investigators, drawn to this location by all of the mysterious tales and creepy stories. Perhaps it was their mistake to come here in the evening hours, but whatever the reason they certainly came across something rather outlandish in that building. Even as they made their way through the forest towards the schoolhouse they heard strange sounds coming from the trees. Sounds like someone banging on a tree with a stick, someone snapping twigs, and what one of the witnesses swore was the sound of giggling. When they reached the building, disembodied footsteps seemed to echo out all around them, but when they reached one room they came across a faintly glowing opening in the wall, which supposedly shimmered and rippled. Was this some sort of portal? Was it all an illusion? It does seem to fit into the idea that this is a site that harbors some sort of doorway through dimensions, and that all of this is not a haunting, but rather a crossover of another realm into our reality.